What's going on, everybody? This is the Silent Gamer, and I'm back with another video. And today we're going to talk about college football. If you haven't checked out my last video, the link will be down in the description. It's the First and Frame Rates podcast. Let me know what you guys think. And also, if this is your first time here, check out the channel and see what you guys think about my channel. And I'm trying to make some good content for everyone. Like I said, we're going to talk about college football. Nowadays, around this time of year, basketball season is over. You know, baseball season is a little bit interesting, but we're all looking forward to the college football season. And what I usually do, I usually go to your newsstand or a grocery store or whatever, and I pick up college football magazine. Now, both of these magazines kind of caught my eye, so I wanted to get both of them. I looked through them. I don't really look through everything because I just don't have the time. I try to get to the main points of what they're looking out for, and to be quite honest, if you try to get any one of these magazines, they're just fantastic. Lindy Sports magazine, this will run you about $9-10. Really good magazine. It talks about the ranks of all 130 teams. It gives you their top 10. It also gives you stuff about the FCS, Division 2 and Division 3. It ranks players, and it gives you a ranking of the type of conferences and top to bottom, what sleepers to look out for, or whatever the case may be. I think it's a fantastic magazine for the most part. Like I said, it gives you the rankings up at the top of each team. It could be your favorite team, and you get a little insight on everything that goes on within each conference. So, like I said, I get these magazines because you can get this information off of social media. You can also get it, anywhere else on television or whatever the case may be. But when I buy these magazines, I can sit back and chill, and I don't have to worry about any other distraction. I get all my information through the magazines. Now, I do plan on going through this extensively, and trying to figure out what all the aspects of each team, because this is one of the things I do. Like I said, Lindy Sports does a pretty good job of giving you insight and ranking teams based on their observation of the teams. Now, Athlon Sports, they go a little bit further. They're a little bit more in depth. They give you playoff predictions. They preview the teams. They preview the teams, not necessarily rank them. And they give you more insight of which type of coach get hired and which one, why did they get fired. They also give you an insight on certain rivalries or whatever the case may be. And they also give you insight on recruits. Now, pretty much both magazines give you insight on recruits. But for some reason, I always felt that Athlon Sports really get a little bit more in-depth with their content. I don't think neither one of them is wrong, but I love the way they try to break down the depth chart and give you exactly who they feel is going to start, what bowl prediction they're going to, and everything. Like I said, Lindy Sports kind of do one of the same, but they just give you more of a projected starter type, what they think it is, not necessarily I guess you could say it's a depth chart or whatever, but I think Athlon Sports do give you a more extensive when it comes to more player personnel breakdown of what they have. They just go a little bit further. Now, on the flip side of that, I think Lindy go further with more teams as far as the FCS, the Division 2, and the Division 3. They kind of go into their what they have as well. But overall, you cannot go wrong with any one of these magazines. I recommend them, especially when you're just trying to fall back and just want to get into what's up and coming in the college football world. Like I said, it's just nothing like just sitting back and just blocking everything out, where you could just sit back and look at, just good content on the upcoming football season. It kind of gets you, really motivated and hyped to really look at, okay, I'm going to look for this sleeper player. I'm going to look for that sleeper player, because, you may not hear about them on social media or on ESPN or Fox Sports or whatever. You may not know. They might not do an in-depth, like, look at this here. They may not do an in-depth look of Herm Edwards with him at Arizona State. And, even though he did work at ESPN, you can get that little insight before, the big coverage come, like maybe a month or maybe, 2 weeks prior to the college football season. That's when everybody's going to really try to get into the college football coverage. But if you get these magazines now, you pretty much be ahead of the game. Now, another thing about these magazines, I'm going to tie it into gaming. I remember back in the day when I used to play NCAA football. I think it was 04, 05, back on the PlayStation 2 or whatever. I used to look at the rosters and try to get them as accurate as possible. Now, there was a guy out there named DT Linder, and he used to do rosters for you. You used to send off your memory card. Yeah, you used to send off your memory card to somewhere in the Seattle, Washington area, I think. And he used to make the rosters off of magazines just like this, and he used to do them by hand, and it was like very great. So it was really cool. So I just wanted to tie gaming into this as well, but I just remember those days, taking a memory card, sending it off, and hopefully, getting the accurate rosters. And what I would do, I would get the magazines and try to match them up and make sure, see how accurate he got. But nowadays you have, roster share over NCAA football 14, and you also have roster shares with other games as well, where you can just download them or you can just go over the internet and get them now. But back then, we had to mail them off. But that's just another aspect about this magazine, these two magazines that I like. And like I said, if you're really looking into something like this, they're not hard to find. You can get them at your grocery store, newsstand. Hell, you can even go online and get them. And not only that, I'm glad I went right to this page. If you look at this, you can order online all different types. So for Lindy Sports, you got regular college football, SEC, pro football, Big Ten, college basketball. I mean, it just breaks it down. You even got the fantasy football, fantasy baseball, NBA. They have all this stuff. So, I mean, that's pretty cool for them. I don't think Athlon Sports necessarily do something like this, but I know Lindy does, and they do a pretty good job. So I hope you guys have really enjoyed this video. I hope you get some insight with this, and I hope you guys really enjoy my content. I try to make content, 2 videos a week and 1 podcast on the weekends. And what I try to do is just try to talk about sports and sports gaming, and mostly, just gaming, and I throw a little bit of sports into it. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope you guys take care. Peace.